Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Hero, and welcome back to Purgatory 2. Previously, we got one of the endings of the game. Now we're going to go back and get the other endings of the game. There is 9 total. So we will be skipping around for some redundant footage. We'll also be showing some affection scenes unique to some of the routes. And you'll also see some footage from my previous video, just like I got one ending in that one. Just for the sake for this video to have basically all the endings in one place. So we're going to start off with Henry's endings, and we're going to start showing a little bit of her exclusive route. And it seems like the menu options, they change a little bit in the background based on which route you're on, because this is Henry's route's background. Yeah. So this is the Henry's route, and all the routes have some minor variances and a few dialogues. Primarily in the elevators, they will usually have different dialogues based on the route and affections you're going through. But they're kind of hard to catch, and they're really like short, like 1 or 2 lines. So it's not like worth showing off. But there is some separate scenes, like this one here, which I'll be showing, which are route exclusive and a little more meaty. Hey, Henry. That new arm of yours, is it working out well for you? Really? So it moves just fine. It doesn't feel weird or out of place to you at all? That's good to know. Is it okay if I touch it? Sorry, that came out weird. It's just that I was curious. It's completely fine if you don't want me to. Then I can touch your new arm. It'll be a quick touch. Interesting. It's no different from a regular arm. Lewd. Ebel, how long do you plan on stroking Henry's arm? Whoa, you scared me. Wait. How do you know that, 9? My cells are inside Henry's right arm, so whatever she feels, I feel it too. Okay. Yeah, that'd be awkward. To be honest, if like an epilogue, they're dating and they're in bed and like that one arm, it's not as private, if you know what I mean. Just never seen. Hey, what are you guys doing back there? Why are the both of you staring at each other? It's just that, oh, could it be that I interrupted something? You look like a cute couple. Hold up, you got this all wrong. There was something on Henry's face. It's not what it looks like. She had, prettiness on her face. I had to, like, get it off. Apple, you are such a bad liar. Hehe. It's nice being in love, but do pick a better place next time, okay? Sure, whatever you say. Hey, Henry? I was curious. Is there an actual time limit to how long you can stay in demon mode? I see. So you can remain in that form as long as you like, then. Ebel. Yeah? What do you think about me? Well, you're a very good friend to me, and you've helped me out on more than one occasion. And Henry? Why are you bringing her up? Hee. Ebel. Henry is all on her own in the depths of purgatory. What she needs most is a helping hand, one that is guided by you. Well, those are very profound words. I have no idea what you're trying to convey. Really? Surely you of all people should be able to understand. Especially when you can read into the emotions and feelings of other people. Henry! Come on! What are you thinking of doing? I didn't realize there was a button there. Great. Now buy some time. Henry, let's get out there while we still can. Huh? Do you want me to help you? What am I saying? You've got an idea, so of course you need all the help you can get. But we're running out of time. Henry, what do you want me to do? Got it. These gas canisters over here in the corner. Oh, I get it now. You want us to put these in front of the shutters. Let's do this. It's heavy. Okay, heave ho. Right on to the next. Last ones. Finally, they're all in place. Now what do we do, Henry? We got away from here. I don't get it, but okay. Let's get out of here. On that day, a cloud of black smoke rose into the morning sky above the royal capital. A series of explosions destroyed the entrance where we escaped. Now no one can get in or come out. It was during the same time. The Royal Capital Knights, who were tasked to subjugate the giant spiders, saw the black smoke, and they decided to rush over. They surrounded the building once they got there. Apparently, it seems that no one was allowed to go inside due to the pressure from the upper echelons of the city. Later, the giant spider infestation that occurred in the slum district became known to the public when several members of the upper class were implicated as potential suspects behind the attacks. Naturally, it's all a ploy by the upper echelons to convince the commoners that they weren't doing anything. Because the four of us know who is truly the mastermind behind it all. Oliver G. Lobelia. His name never once appeared to the public. Not even rumors of his existence were uttered. Several hours had passed since the black smoke started to rise. We managed to arrive at a shelter in a deserted downtown location without anyone seeing us. Of course, we had already procured some clothes for Noin. The upper echelons will want to erase this truth from existence if anyone knew it. That's why we were convinced our lives would be in danger. Apparently, at the same time when Noin stopped D044, she also deleted all the footage and stopped the security cameras from operating. As a result, I could return to my everyday, mundane life. Just as soon as the turmoil of the incident subsided. The royal capital itself was unscathed, thanks to the might of their knights, so its citizens were able to return to their normal lives without a second thought. However, I later found out that the slums had suffered a great deal of damage. That said, I think it's a miracle we survived. From the deep malice of Purgatory 2 and escaped. I do not know how the people behind Lobelia are faring through this all. It may appear to them as though they have lost one of their executives amidst the chaos. Especially when there are still many other executives within Lobelia. They're in the same position as Oliver. So the experience behind making demons is likely far from over. I know that, somewhere out there in this world, there are countless people who are becoming victims to their malice. That is why I truly believe that they know nothing but endless malice. The next day, 11 a.m. So, you guys called me out here. What kind of gathering is this? Ebel, you made it. Is this a meeting for demons only? Or is this a girl's outing? But wait, I'm here, so maybe a co-ed party? I've never been to a co-ed party before. So, can I go home now? Absolutely not. School's canceled today due to all the chaos yesterday, so you need to go home and Absolutely not. But I'm tired from everything that happened yesterday, so... Absolutely not. My bad. You know, I actually left my wallet at home, and... That is obviously a lie. Besides, even if it were true, Henry is covering for us anyway. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by the Creator with a certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure... You cannot run from us, demons! God damn it. So go ahead and have a seat. Fine. So, what do you guys want to talk to me about? Since you pulled me into this restaurant and all. Actually, I think I might know. Does it have something to do with Lobelia? That's always a concern. But it's not quite that. If that's the case, does it have something to do with Emma? Did something happen? How aware are you of her situation? All I know is that after we made out of here there, and our stay at the shelter yesterday, I just totally crashed. So what I know is very little. I'd heard that Emma was taken straight to the Noble Hospital. But that's the extent of what I heard. I don't know anything more than that. Then allow me to tell you what transpired yesterday. Oh? That girl. She was actually injected with some specialization mall type demon cells from D038. Hold on. Just what does that mean? Is that a bad thing? Relax. Last night, on that evening we escaped, Henry and I snuck into the hospital and met with her. That is when I took out all the demon cells in her body. Is that so? Then I'm glad you did that. So what would have happened to Emma if we just left those cells in there? That girl would have become a D-type. Seriously? Just as I thought. Oliver's malice really knows no bounds. It disgusts me. Then what about Lobelia itself? What's going to happen to the place now that we've escaped? I'm certain that Lobelia will be making some sort of move, but I cannot hazard a guess as to what it is. However, I can tell you that the upper echelons within the royal capital are quickly mobilizing to respond. As for the building that we had escaped from, that area has become strictly off-limits, so no one can get near it. I see. It's starting to look like this country and Lobelia really are in cahoots with each other, isn't it? I am sure of it. Figures. It is based solely on conjecture, but due to Oliver attempting to bring me to the surface in order to destroy the entire kingdom, I am convinced that Lobelia has already abandoned the royal capital. Yeah, that's a high probability. Then, is there anything that we should be doing on our end? Not particularly. I've already dealt with any evidence that could be used to identify us or end up being a hindrance to us, so the possibility of this country coming after us is close to nil. That's good to hear. To be honest, that was one of my biggest worries. It reminds me. So I guess there's nothing wrong with me going back to my regular routine as if nothing's ever happened. That is so like you, Emble. Come to think of it. 9. You don't have a place to live. How about you stay with Henry? Huh? What about the slums? The place Henry lived up till now was in the slum district. Now with the spiders occupying the area, no one can go near it. In addition, it seems the underground tunnels are buried under large masses of flesh. Poor slum people. It is impassable. Damn. I'm sorry to hear that. If we are to believe them, the Royal Capital Knights are preparing to exterminate the area. But we do not know how long that will take. Oh god, it's exterminatus. Then how about the Royal Capital? It is doing alright. I've heard that they have mobilized a lot of troops. I see. Now that you mention it, I think I saw an article about it in today's morning paper, but I didn't have much time to read it. So getting back to our previous topic, where will you live, Dine? About that, I actually have a great idea. What is this idea of yours? Uh-oh. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? In the back alley of the Royal Capital. What the heck is this place? Ta-da! Noin's specialty pharmacy? My very own apothecary shop. I figured if I opened a shop here, all the money problems would be solved. I have just one question. How did you get this place? It was a vacant house. That's called squatting. Now this brings more questions. Do you have a permit to sell goods? Do you have a license to practice medicine? Do you even know how particular the drugs you're selling? I do not have a seller's permit, and I am not a licensed pharmacist either. As for the drugs, my cells will be incorporated into them. They will instill a taker of super strong antibodies, yet they are also super safe too. Well, I saw nothing and heard nothing. Time to go home. Get out of my way. I don't want to be involved in this. It's going to be alright. It's going to be alright. No, please, I'm begging you. I don't want to be an accomplice. Henry? Henry? Please let me go. She's too strong. I'm scared. Now then, Ebel. Let us go inside. Henry? None. I won't forget this betrayal. I was so busy yesterday that I have not really got anything set up yet. You dragged me all this way just to show me this. So this ended up being a waste of my time. Well then. Welcome to my shop. Please feel free to look around. Or something like that. Hee hee. Not a care in the world. Even though what you're doing is illegal. Well, if anything, maybe we could use this as a base of operations. Yes, I think so too. The location is not bad. It should serve well as a place for base activities. Just be careful not to get shut down by the Knights. I can handle them, no problem. I'm still a bit worried. Well, if there's anything I can do to help, don't be afraid to ask, though I'm not sure how I'd be of any use. Now then. How are things going with you, Henry? Huh? Everything's fine on your end. That reminds me. I actually don't know anything about Henry. I could start by asking her about her family. Maybe I shouldn't. It might be considered improper. Well then, what should I do? Henry? There's so many questions I want to ask you. But it is now a good time. It's hard for me to read what a person's thinking without asking them a question first. Even more so in Henry's case, who cannot speak. I have to rely on visual cues such as eye contact, facial expressions, movements, and breathing. It's harder than it sounds. It would have been easier if I were an Esper and had telepathic powers. Hey, Noin. Yes? I have a question. Where did you get the money to do this? Henry lent me it. Henry, is she loaded or something? It seems like it? How does Henry have the means to obtain that much money? So the first thing we're going to show is Henry's route, without getting all 10 stones. So for the most part, it seems like all endings are the same up to this point, and this is where they start to branch off. Henry, would you come with me for a moment? Where are you two going? Oh, Noin. Would you like to come along too? I will catch up with you two later. Okay. But would you know where to go? My cells are inside Henry, so I always know where she will be at. That's some real privacy issues. I see. Well then. Alright, Henry. I'm sorry to ask this, but could you lead the way? Oh, it's her house. So this is your parents' home, huh? As I recall, the head of this house is Lord 2M Louvre. That would make Henry a noble as well. And speaking of House Louvre, It's because there's something I'd like to check out. Do you mind if I come inside? Thanks. Where is everyone? What? This entire place is empty? Then where are your parents? So you don't know. You want us to go to your old room? Sure. It's certainly better than standing around here. Shall we go? Pretty plain room. So this is your old room. Oh, that's right. Let me tell you why I wanted to come here. I'd like to personally speak to your father, Lord Louvre. But there's not much I can do if he's not here. So, Henry. So I've heard that House Louvre's reputation has fallen low amongst the other nobles. However, the militant noble house has been widely known among the commoners as being an upright traditional family, until 6 years ago. You're right. During that time, all the projects that most of the nobles, including House Louvre, were working on, were stopped at about the same time. This information was published in the Royal Capital's newspaper 6 years ago. I had no idea what was going on at the time, but it's not hard to imagine what the cause was after seeing what was happening underground. Yeah, 6 years ago, Lobelia launched a full-scale operation and tried to get their hands on as many nobles as they could. Does that seem right to you? However, not all the nobles were willing to join ranks with Lobelia. House Louvre, for one. Even now, they haven't been consumed by Lobelia. Isn't that right? I'm glad to hear that. By the way, when you said your parents aren't here, you meant any parental figure at all, right? I see. Just as I thought. Hey, you follow us? Do not fear, for I am here. 9. You're here as well. I was being bored being by myself, so that's why I'm here. So you had some time to kill, huh? It's not that I have time to kill. It was just that I had nothing to do. That's literally what some time to kill means. But it's good that you came. We were just in the middle of a conversation. So, let me try starting from the beginning so you can No need for that. I was listening to the entire conversation for Henry. You could hear through her too? What? When I told you before, I can sense what Henry's feeling, hearing, seeing, tasting, and smelling. Boy, that means you two come as a package, don't you? Everything gets transmitted to me. Hey, haven't you heard of the Privacy Act? And, shall we continue our conversation? If Henry's parents aren't around, there's no point in continuing this topic. For now, I want to summarize our current situation. Let me say that as of now, despite setbacks, the royal capital is still near the thumb of the Lobelia loyalists. After seeing what was happening below ground, I don't think it's unreasonable leap to make that conclusion. There's no question that this evil organization repeatedly conducts inhumane experiments. So the biggest problem we have is the royal capital. If Lobelia has been conducting such experiments right underneath the city, then the conclusion that we must draw is that the royal capital must condone such acts, right? And furthermore, it's a known fact that the criminals from all over the world are being brought here. Even now, I don't know for sure what's going on, but based on the extreme lengths the city is willing to go for Lobelia's benefit, it's safe to assumption that Lobelia has all but absorbed the royal capital into their organization. That's what I think the current state of the city is like. I can't even guess what the nobles are currently thinking. That's it for that topic. So now we need to decide what we're going to do. The way I see it, we have 3 options in front of us. Our first option is to fight Lobelia. The second is pretend nothing happened. And the third is to flee the royal capital. To put it simply, it is putting it super simply. As for me, I'm leaving the royal capital far behind me. I don't plan to die until I'm a nice, ripe old age. Then I will find Lobelia. You too, Henry. They were on the same team. Hooray! It is 2 votes against 1. That means we're going to fight. Ebel, join us in our battle. Hold on a moment. Who said anything about majority rules? Also, don't make my decisions for me. No sweat. Super complicated decisions like this with a pesticide on a whim. Our lives hang in the balance here. That is exactly the sort of decision that isn't made on a whim. Besides, if we do choose to fight Lobelia, what are even our odds of winning? Who knows? So not only have you not bothered to calculate our odds, but you haven't even formed a plan of any sort at all. Makes a whole lot for nothing, damn it. Hee hee. You are correct. I honestly have no idea what will happen. But we will be in this together, Henry. You two sure are motivated. Naturally. Are you both serious about this? Well, looks like you put me in quite a predicament. You know what? I think I got it. I'll be so busy helping the two of you out that there won't be an opportunity for me to die. As thanks to both of you for saving my hide countless times, I'll stick by both of you as much as I can. Hooray! 3 cheers for Ebel. I feel like I've made a grave error in my life choices. What's gonna happen to me now? If there was only a simple way to handle this, like we could just brainwash the important figures of the world capital. That'd make it essential to get the information we need, along with giving us an easy way to manipulate the entire country. If we could somehow pull that off, I wonder if that'd give us enough power and influence to crush Lobelia. With that, we'd be able to ensure world peace, right? Yes, world peace from my control. Sorry, I was mumbling out loud to myself. If you need brainwashing, I think I'm able to achieve that. What? On that day, I was reminded once more of the horrifying abilities of demons. Nine told us that. She's going to enact a plan over her apothecary's shop and raise its reputation becoming extremely popular with the public. If word spreads through enough, even the nobles will take an interest in it. Once that happens, we'll have them all in the palm of our hands. Nine's specialty pharmacy will be in high demand among the nobility. Once the medicine begins to spread to everyone, we'll only brainwash the key figures. And that'll be that. Once everything is in place, it will signal the beginning of a war we'll wage between us and Lobelia. N1. Preparations for the start of war. And now we're going to do the Henry's ending with all 10 mysterious stones. Once everything is in place, it will signal the beginning of the war we'll wage between us and Lobelia. Oh man, I didn't realize how late it was. I will be going now. Then take care of yourself. Abel? Henry? Yeah? You two make such a cute couple. That's none of your business. Bye now. Jeez, what's the point of making a comment like that, when you can just hear anything and everything for you regardless? Anyway, I'm starving. Would you like to go get something to eat, Henry? Nope, sorry. You're gonna have to come eat with me. You have lost your veto rights. Well, that's because you saved my life. That's the only reason. So let's go. After that, Henry and I decided to head off to a restaurant. Feel free to eat whatever you like. Dinner's on me. What's wrong? Don't worry, I'm fine. This time it's about you, Henry. You want me to have a bite? Well, if you insist. It's a little late to think about now, but... does this mean we're going out on a date? N6. Are we dating? So here's the Emra's route variation on this. Yeah. That's the variation. If you break our promise, I'm never gonna forgive you. Heard you loud and clear. Oh, you didn't forget that one-time date, did you? Why would you bring that up all of a sudden? I'm just really looking forward to it, Abel. If we make it out of here alive, that is. Yeah. How did Emma rope me into this? Huh? Are you going back home already, Abel? Actually, I'm gonna check up on Emma at the hospital. That seems wise. That girl went through a lot emotionally, so it may help if you went to visit her. Did she seem badly off when you saw her? On the inside, yes. I'm sorry to hear that. Henry, do you feel the same way? Want me to go and cheer her up? Well, if you say so, Henry, I'll go and do something about it. I'll do whatever it takes. Henry? You are such a sweet person. Alright, I'm gonna get going now. Take care. I should get going to the hospital where Emma's staying at. I think it was Noble Hospital, right? Wait a minute. It just hit me, it's called the Noble Hospital. Will they allow commoners like me to go in there? I guess I'll pretty much let anyone inside establishments designated for the highborn, so long as they can fork over the dosh. But what about hospital visits? Here I am at last. So this is Noble Hospital. It's different than the hospital for the commoners. Somehow for Wood for one. On top of that, it's spacious and luxurious. More importantly, where's Emma? I guess I should go ask the receptionist. Well, hope coming here won't be a waste of time. Good afternoon. Can I help you in some way, poor person? I came to see a patient. May I have your name, poor person? It's Elbow Alfie. Mr. Alfie, please give me just a minute. Thank you for waiting. You're not a member of this upper class, are you? Yeah, I'm a commoner. I sincerely apologize, but we don't allow members of the lower class to visit anyone in our prestigious hospital. It may cause issues here. Well, I guess this is what commoners have to deal with. The exit's directly behind you, so please don't get lost on your way out. Even this receptionist is extremely condescending toward me. Well, this is about what I expected. I should just give up. Huh? Ebel, why are you here? Yeah, I finally made it here. Speaking of, shouldn't you be staying in bed? I had time on my hands. Regardless, thanks to you, I was able to come visit. Still, are you just plain stupid, Ebel? This hospital is strictly for the upper class. It's not possible for commoners like you to just waltz in. Now you tell me. Thanks for coming to see me. Yeah, no problem. Wait, did you hear what I just said? Yeah, remember my special ability? No, actually I didn't. But your facial expression gave it away. You are so gross, Ebel. Whatever you say. Anyway, how are you feeling? I was in a lot of pain until yesterday. Though I'm still nowhere near close to getting approval to leave yet. I was initially told that there was nothing that the doctors could do, and that my recovery was a miracle. I see. I also noticed that you're by yourself. Where's your parents? My mother came to see me this morning, but she went home before lunch. And your father? Nuh-uh. Only my mother came. I see. Ebel, if you could give a message to Henry and that naked girl, could you tell them that I said thank you? Sure thing. I'll let them know. By the way, the naked girl has a name. It's 9. It'd be nice if you try to remember it. Sure. Ebel? What is it? Do you remember our promise? Sort of. Really? That's good to know. Well, anyway, after yesterday's uproar, with knowing how the upper class can get, they'll probably be in another state of confusion. Yeah, something like that. My mother told me that my father was on edge pretty much non-stop. With how things are, I'd imagine you are at least somewhat aware of it, since it's been revealed that the highborns are behind this. Ebel, I'll tell you the truth. We of the Glen Illustrious House White are actually more deeply involved in all this than you can possibly imagine. Seriously? It looks like my family was providing financial support. How'd you find that out? It wasn't like I was trying to find out. I thought about everything I've seen up till now, and things just start to add up. But I have little doubt that it's true. If that's the case, then what can we do? It's unimaginable to even think the Great House White was complicit in this. The future for the royal capital certainly looks bleak. By the way, do you know how many highborns are involved? I'm sorry, I don't know. I see. Hey, Ebel. Yeah? I've been thinking a lot. And this matter isn't something you knew, nor I can actually do anything about, is it? It looks that way. This likely isn't something we can stand up against, especially with Lobelia being the ones behind it all. Oliver was just one person after all. The darkness behind the royal capital is a lot deeper than that. It's sunk in pure malice. No, it may be more correct to say that the entire city has been consumed by the malice of Lobelia. However, no one believes that Lobelia has given up on the royal capital and abandoned it. What does that mean? To spare the explanation, I think it means that Lobelia won't be active here for a while. And if you want to know the particulars, ask Noe the next time you see her. Okay, I understand. What's up? If everything settles down, do you think anything will happen once we're back in school? I couldn't say. Well, I doubt we'll see another uproar like that one just happened for a decent bit. Then what will I do? It's just to see to it that I graduate from high school and become the heiress to the grand illustrious House White's name, so that I can do something about it. I want changes to be done to the royal capital. What? Are you serious? That doesn't sound like something you do. What does that mean? I've been through a lot, you know. I went through so much. I saw my friend die right in front of me. I abandoned him as he lied there in front of me. Then I turned away from all that, and went back to school as if nothing had ever happened. But the same thing happened again, and just like before, people had died. Not only that, I saw the dark underbelly of the royal capital. As we walked the streets beneath our feet are more piles of dead bodies than I can count. So I thought to myself, if I could just pretend that I'm only a child, then everything would still be fine, but would it really? Can I really return to before, purging those memories from my mind and wander the royal capital freely without a care once more? Of course, there's nothing I can do about any of it, nor can I think of anything I could do about it. But would I be okay with myself if I did nothing at all? Hey, Emma. Yeah? You should let yourself rest a little. You look exhausted. Whatever was causing you to be vicious and two-faced seems to have completely disappeared. I wonder if it's because of the damn demon cells that were removed from your system. It's like this Emma here is a whole other person. To be honest, it gives me the chills. Apple, I'm being completely sincere here. See something like that again and I'll hit you. It's just that I've never seen this side of you before, Emma. It's too pure. I'm getting goosebumps. Is this how you talk to a lady? What lady? You must be talking in your sleep. Oh, you do realize you are saying some rather thoughtless words are noble here. I'll raise a defamation lawsuit against you. You can't sue but... Ah! You would seriously do that, Emma? I'm afraid you saw right through me, just as I knew you would, Emma. Yes, I am threatening to sue you. What I want here is to use you for my own gain. Hey, you don't mean you just want to use me? You're able to detect when people lie, aren't you? If I want to become the rightful heiress to the White's family name, then I don't have much choice but to keep someone like you by my side. I refuse. I exercise my right to veto. I don't think you can do that, Star Fox. And why not? Did you forget that I'm the next head of the Great House White? So you think a lowly commoner like yourself has any right to refuse an order made by me, of all people? Oh, ho, ho, ho. I'm going to force you to obey me. I'll make you put your money where your mouth is. You really are dirty, filthy noble like the rest of them. Tee-hee. That was a weird marriage proposal. It's just that I really need you to help me out, Ebel. As of now, I'm merely daughter of a nobleman. I have no powers or special abilities. That's why I need you to lend me yours. What's your endgame? I want to rule over the upper class and get rid of the darkness corrupting the royal capital. Sounds unrealistic. It's better than doing nothing. Maybe so. So, Ebel. About that promise you made to me. Until the time comes when I can fulfill my goals, I'm going to have you postpone it. So I'm being coerced to do this. Yes, you are. As if I had a choice. But before we do that, there's a lot of work that needs to be done first. We're currently powerless, and our foes will likely be even more formidable and malicious than we think they are. So you're still going to fight back. There's no way I'm backing down. That's how it's going to be. Then I will fight by your side to the bitter end. I appreciate that, Abel. And 4. A promise and determination. Huh? Are you going back home already, Ebel? Actually, I'm going to check up on Emma at the hospital. That seems wise. That girl went through a lot emotionally, so it may help if you went to visit her. Did she seem badly off when you saw her? On the inside, yes. I'm sorry to hear that. You want to come too, Henry? How about you, Noin? I will abstain. So you don't want to come? I want to prioritize getting this shop set up. I see. Do not worry about me. You two go on ahead. Okay, then we'll be going. Let's go, Henry. So let's get this let's go to this hospital that Emma's staying at. I think it was a Noble Hospital, right? Wait a minute. It just hit me. It's called the Noble Hospital. Do you think they'll allow commoners to go in there? I guess they'll pretty much let anyone inside establishments designated for the Highborn, so long as they can fork over the dosh. But what about hospital visits? Here we are at last. So this is the Noble Hospital. It's different than the hospital for commoners. It's not made out of wood, for one. On top of that, it's spacious and luxurious. More importantly, where's Emma? I guess I should go ask the receptionist. Well, I hope coming here won't be a waste of time. I heard there was some kind of uproar yesterday. What do you think could have possibly happened? It was quite a huge uproar. Yet this guy doesn't know anything about it. This patient can be quite a handful. Good afternoon. Can I help you in some way? We came here to see a patient. May I have your name? It's Ebel Alfie. Mr. Alfie, please give me just a minute. Thank you for waiting. You're not a member of the upper class, are you? Yeah, I'm a commoner. I sincerely apologize, but we don't allow members of the lower class to visit anyone in our prestigious hospital. It may cause issues here. Poor. Well, I guess this is what commoners have to deal with. The exit is directly behind you, so please don't get lost on your way out. Even this receptionist is extremely condescending toward me. Well, it's just about what I expected. I should just give up. What's going on, Henry? Henry, what you're doing only works for me and Noin. I'm sorry to say, but no one will be able to understand what you're trying to say to them unless you actually speak up. Excuse me. Sorry. It's nothing to be concerned about. We're just about to leave. Henry. Now where have I heard that name before? Please give me one moment. Are you the daughter of House Louvre, by any chance? Please forgive me for my rudeness earlier. That means Henry's actually a member of nobility. Not only that, but she's also from militant noble House of Louvre. So who do you wish to visit, Miss Louvre? So you'd like to see M.S. White of Grand Illustrious House White? Certainly. Please go up the stairs to the 3rd floor. Miss White is staying at room 304. Once again, I apologize for my behavior and wish you well. Thanks. Let's go, Henry. Yo. Ah, it's Ebel and Henry. Are you both here to visit me? By the way, how are you feeling? You're in pretty bad shape from what Noin told me. From the look of it, you seem to be doing better. Yeah, that girlie called Noin helped me out yesterday. Henry too. I want to thank you both. Well, now that we know Emma's okay, then this means we all made it back safe and sound. That's a relief. Do you have something on your mind? Ebel, it's just that... Yeah. Do you think... that it's currently safe in the royal capital? No. Yeah, that's a reasonable thing to wonder, considering everything we saw. The countless dead bodies beneath the ground we walk on top of the several unfinished demons that were created. So if you want to know my personal opinion, I don't think it's safe in the slightest. What will happen to the royal capital now? What else could the king and the upper class be up to that we're not even aware of? I certainly couldn't tell you. However, they're all corrupt. That much is certain. In other words, this entire city is already drowned in darkness. Most likely. However, Nine said that Lobelia may have abandoned the royal capital, so I think the city will be okay for a while. That doesn't sound very promising. Yeah, but what can you do? Hey, Ebel, do you think it's fine for me to stay this way? What do you mean by that? Like, I was wondering if I could go back and just pretend I don't know anything. Back to my old, everyday life. She asked, "What do you want to do with your life, Emma?" I want to do something in my capacity as a member of the Great House White. I was born and grew up in the city. I want to get rid of the darkness that plagues it one way or another. I know this is just a random thought, but I don't have the power to do anything about it. No matter how much I try to fight it or how many times my life is put at stake, I always feel powerless and unable to change anything. When Oliver captured me, we had talked only briefly. What did you talk about? A little bit about the darkness enveloping the royal capital and its organization. And unfortunately, Great House White was also complicit with Lobelia. Seriously? What should I do? I don't know what's going on anymore. Well, to be honest, I don't understand what my best course of action is right now either. Back down there, I saw the many dead bodies that surrounded us, and I was chased by numerous monsters. On top of that, we discovered the entire thing was an experiment in order to create demons in the darkness beneath the city. I'm so sick and tired of all this. And what we've seen is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Lobelia. It's a scale beyond what we can even comprehend, and our opponent is far greater evil. Even the fact that we made it out alive is nothing short of a miracle. So what do we do now? Do we all act like we saw nothing? Live a long life. That's all we can do. But you know, there could be another way. Meaning, it's a pretty extreme method, but let me tell you how it ends. In the end, we brainwash all the upper echelons of the royal capital. Once that's accomplished, we can strive to make this city a better place. Then we can focus on Lobelia and... Ebel? Are you stupid or just plain dumb? Which is it? Hey, wait a minute. I'm not stupid or dumb. I'll have you know I play second best academically in my grade. Don't look at me like that. Please just hear me out. Alright, so tell me, what kind of hand can we play? Hand? I'll go first. As you all know, I'm good at reading people's thoughts, and I'm pretty damn good at it if I say so myself. However, it does not work if the other party's not human. Next up is you, Emma. Me? Yes, but you'll probably say that you have no power. But that's not necessarily true. You are from the Grand Illustrious House White, and that comes with the backing of the nobles. In terms of financial strength, you are among the strongest. Although your family is currently in leagues of Lobelia, all that can be changed once you take over. But I know it's going to take some time for that to happen, and it will likely be a difficult journey. As for you, Henry, I just learned that she's a noble of House Louvre. Even though the Louvres aren't as big as noble figure when compared to the Whites, her family still wields significant influence. On top of that, she's also a demonified human. That's the big one. Unless the opponent's extraordinarily powerful, there's a little she can't take down on her own. And finally, the ace up our sleeve. Noin. That's the girl with silver hair, right? Yes, her. So why is she our ace? Because she's the cornerstone of our brainwashing plan. Eh? Noin is a cellular demon. She's currently trying to open an apothecary shop there. And if her shop's reputation soars, perhaps the nobility will be drawn to it. Then you know what'll happen next. The plan is to spread Noin's medication to all the upper class. This is a little bit... It's for good intentions, but this is kind of a villain's plan. But it's for good intentions, so it's okay. Is it possible to brainwash people with medicine? It shouldn't be an issue. Besides, once Noin puts her own cells into the medication, we can leave the rest to her. But what about those who aren't interested? We just beat them up and make them go to that place. That's where we can advertise them as something else. They can be pills for losing weight, supplements for gaining muscle mass, or so forth. And... what else? Or how about to make you popular with others? Or to make you super hot and attractive? Or to make you feel satisfied with your real life? You're a complete dumbass. Hold on. At least I gave this some serious thought. Well, if you thought it through this much, then does that mean that you're ready to fight back? Yeah, sort of. but we're at a disadvantage. No kidding. And we'll just have to wait for the right moment. If we're gonna fight, then we need time to prepare. I'm in total agreement with that. Honestly, fighting back was never a viable option for me until you mentioned it. But that's your call. Then I guess it's already decided. Or else we wouldn't be having this conversation. Yeah. Let me give it some thought. I'll get back to you when I feel I'm ready. Right. I believe we've overstayed our visit. We're gonna get going now. Abel. Henry. Thanks for coming over to see me. Of course. Hey, Henry. I don't know how to best put this, but I really appreciate you for rescuing me. It's just that I didn't thank you before for saving me and getting me out of that place. And Henry? What do you think of Abel? No, I mean, never mind, it's nothing. You better get going now. He's waiting for you outside. Why am I like that? Ah, Abel's promised to me. What should I do? Well then, I guess we better get going. Actually, there's still something I need to ask Henry. Henry? Do you happen to have some free time? I want to talk about the future. And possibly some other things too. Would you be okay with that? Alright, then come with me. To the restaurant. Looks like we've arrived. Dinner's on me. Well, that's because it's my way of saying thanks for saving my life countless times before. This restaurant is a place I've been going to for a long time. It's my personal favorite because they don't care how long you sit and stay. However, the hostess here can be a bit of pain in the ass. But I can handle her. Well, I guess we should head inside. Welcome to our restaurant. Hey, is that you, Abel? It's been 4 days now. Yeah, it's been a while. Speaking of which, wasn't our evacuation order issued yesterday or the day before yesterday? How you been doing? I've been okay, I guess. What was the cause of all that turmoil, spiders? Well, it's not like I know. I'm not obligated to tell the truth. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, what would you like off the menu? The usual for me. What about you, Henry? What's so funny? It's pretty unusual for you to bring a girl here. Especially one who is so cute. Are you two going out on a date? Or is there something happening here? Yeah, it's a date. I just met her yesterday, but a lot happened and we headed off. Eh? You only met her yesterday? Does that mean it's love at first sight? Like love at first acts? I'm afraid you're wrong about that. Besides, I've never even had a single conversation with her. Oh? That Abel, he's such a kidder. No, I'm being serious here. It looks like you've decided what you'd like to order, Henry. Alright, let's go upstairs. So whenever our food's done, just bring it over to us. What? Hey, hold on there. Yeah? You're not acting like yourself. I thought you'd be more like, no, you got this all wrong, this girl and I aren't like that. Or something like, what's a good explanation for this? You know, that sort of thing. I expect you to be flustered or embarrassed. So why didn't you say any of that? Are you not worth teasing any longer? I know there's something big going on here. What sort of relationship do you guys really have? Here you go. The payment for our meals. Hey, now don't ignore me. Okay, Henry. What do you say we leave this nice hostess alone and go upstairs? Oh, nerve of that guy. Ticks me off. Is he not worth teasing anymore? Hey, you can tell me what the patrons want or not. I'm sorry, sir. Phew, finally got out of control. As you can see, that hostess is always trying to get under my skin. She can be a right pain in the ass. And, well, I may have said a bunch of stuff that stretched the truth a bit. I hope you don't mind. Yeah, the purpose of this is to talk about the future. There's the forces of Belia, the darkness that prevails over the royal capital, and the demon experiments. No matter what we do, it feels like our actions will ultimately be futile. You're right. All we can do is take things slowly. Well, yeah. We really can't get started without Emma. We're going to need the aid of the upper echelons. That is, with the assumption that Emma will be the next head of the White family. We have no choice but to leave that to Emma. However, I'll do whatever I can to assist her. Well, you know, there's plenty of time for that. Emma and I have a lot to think about until graduation. In the meantime, I want you and Nine to investigate Lobelia. If possible, I'd like to know about the state of affairs from within the royal capital. Just don't overdo it, okay? So, are there any other questions? Yeah, our main focus is the royal capital, followed by Lobelia. Of course, it'd be better if we can find someone who could help us with the process. This plan is to steadily increase our ranks and expand our influence. I'm aware how hard it might be to do this. That's why I'm going to leave it all to Emma and Nine. Yeah, it's going to be a few years before we can take off. Alright, here are your dishes as ordered. Thanks. Oh, were you two flirting? Yeah, we were. Really? Sure doesn't look like it. What kind of relationship do you two really have? Can't you tell by looking? Oh, come on. If I could, I wouldn't be asking. Well, whatever. If you're gonna be no fun, I'm gonna go back downstairs. Enjoy your meal. You can't change anything for the better of all this slapstick. Let's go ahead and eat our meal. Here's to us both making out that hellhole alive. Let's celebrate that. This is my treat to you, so just have a good time, alright? Sure. After that single utterance, Henry was completely silent for the rest of the night. Besides, I wasn't much of a conversation starter. Once we finished our meal, Henry and I parted ways. I only had the chance to talk to her about our plans moving forward. I wasn't able to hear much about what was going on with Henry afterward. Well, that's something I'll just have to rectify sometime in the future. As for Emma, I'd also promised to go on a date with her. Let's just let that moment fade away slowly. Yes, let's just watch it fade away. As for Noan, I need to confirm our future plans with her. Once we've got a plan in place, all we need to do is prepare for it. Even though I said that, I'm still not ready to fight back yet. I may be all fine and dandy as a student, but this is something I'll need to prepare for in advance. So now all I can do is just wait until the time has come. And 3. The start of the revolution. Emble. Yeah? Do you like me? Of course, I like you. Like a friend. That is nice of you to say. Moments taken before disaster. So this is the version of the bad end routes where I haven't romanced anyone, and I noticed that they push everyone to the far back now. Huh. Are you going back home already, Ebel? Ah, yeah, I guess I am. A lot has happened and I'm still pretty tired. So I was thinking of heading back home. Henry, I'll talk to you another time. And I can check up on Emma whenever I have the chance. There's no need for me to rush. See you guys. Of course. See you later. Yeah, till next time. So it looks like, without romancing anyone, we just head back home. Now then, time to head on home. Whoops, spoke too soon. That finals come up at the end of this month. I had some books I wanted to check out from the school's library. Even though school's closed for today, I wonder if the building is still open. I'm completely beat, but I passed by school on the way home anyway, so it's not out of the way. I may as well drop by. Alright, just a little further into the school. Whoa, come on, it was just sunny just a moment ago. Looks like it's gonna rain soon. Maybe I should give up and head straight home. No, I can't do that. I'm already closer to school than to home. Yeah, I should get to school before it starts to rain. Then I can go check out those books and see if there's a spare umbrella anywhere I can borrow. And the moment I said that, it rains on command. I need to hurry. Yeah, man, that sucks. It feels like someone was forcing me to go to school. It is what it is. Let's get this over with, so I can go back home. Before anything else, I should see if I can find an umbrella somewhere. Then I can head to the library afterward. Of course the door's locked. Need to keep looking for an umbrella. Now where can I find one? Locked. Maybe in our class? Oh, the door to my classroom isn't locked. This might be my lucky day. Ha! Maybe there's an umbrella somewhere around here? Looks like someone else also here. Yeah? Is that Amalia? Childhood friend girl? Hey, Amalia. Huh? What are you doing here, Ebel? I came to school in order to go to its library, but then it started raining. So I was looking around to see if there was a spare umbrella anywhere. Is that right? What about you? I was at the library this morning, but before I knew it, it was already so late. Isn't school closed for today? Also, did you hear about the uproar that happened yesterday? I'm sorry, but don't know anything about that. I see. So, Something on your mind? It's just that you're a lot chattier than the Ebel I'm used to. Well, when you don't have much friends, you find less reasons to talk. But that doesn't mean I don't know how to talk to people. Is that so? Anyway, I have something I'd like to ask. And that is? Do you know where I can find an umbrella? An umbrella? Are you planning on taking one? Well, something like that. I didn't bring an umbrella on me, so... If that's the case... I actually brought 2 umbrellas with me. You're free to use one if you like. You don't mind? I don't mind at all. That certainly helps. But why would you have 2 of them on you? That's because... Did you forget about the umbrella you usually keep in your bag and shove another folding umbrella on top of it before going out? Something like that? How do you know that? You know what? Never mind me. I just made a lucky guess, that's all. Don't worry about it. Right. You need to go to the library, right? Yeah. May I accompany you? There's no ulterior motive behind this. It's just that I can't lock up the school until everyone else has left. That makes sense. Something about what she said struck me as odd. Well then, shall we go? Okay. Never been to this part of school yet. I'm sorry to put you through all the trouble. And thanks for letting me borrow your umbrella. No, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Is it okay if I bring it back to you the next school day? I don't even mind if you keep it. I want to make sure I return when it's borrowed. So don't worry. I'll make sure to sterilize it before handing it back. No, I wasn't implying that at all. You don't have to go as far as sterilizing it. You can give it back as it is. Sure. Looks like we're here. Is this the library you need to be at? Yeah, this is the one. Library room number 4 of the 10 Judges Academy. 4, huh? 4. Even though it's small compared to the other 3 libraries, it has a lot more books I like. Well, let's head in. Right. Hmm. 4 tables in the bottom right. 4 seats. What books are you looking for? I think it's over this way. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's around here somewhere. Well, while I'm looking, feel free to take a seat. Oh, okay. I don't know what it is, but being here so late at night, just me alone with a cute girl like Amalia, I'm starting to get nervous thinking about it. Actually, I'm finding myself more than a little attracted to her at this moment. I guess this means Things can go back to normal, even after climbing out of the pits of purgatory. End 5. The days we come back to. So we're going to get the 10-stone variation of this ending now. So far it seems like the ending's mostly the same. It seems like the 10 stones extends an ending with some slight dialogue variances somewhere at the bridge. So we'll skip ahead. Just me alone with a cute girl like Amalia. I'm starting to get nervous thinking about it. Actually, I'm finding myself more than a little attracted to her in this moment. I guess this means things can go back to normal, even after climbing out of the pits of purgatory. Amalia, what did you... You've been beamed on. Do not worry. I made sure to aim at your exterior oblique muscle, so you won't die from anything other than blood loss. The bullet pierced through your body, and it did not hit any internal organs, beep boop. Also, I brought what I need to stop your bleeding, so you can relax. Why are you doing this? I received orders from my superiors not to kill you. But why? I will tell you exactly what you're thinking about. You wonder why you couldn't see through me, even though you're able to read other people's thoughts and feelings. The answer is simple. I knew all about you, so I took every measure to protect myself against your abilities. But I'm not going to tell you how. It seems I was able to prove to them that it's effective enough, even for me as a living, breathing person. Gah! And one more thing. Why did I do this? I'm sure you've figured out by now, but while I'm one of the executives of Lobelia, I'm equivalent to CAO Oliver. Since when? About 2 years ago. I've been part of the Lobelia organization since I was a child. What do you plan to do? Lobelia's like everywhere, like damn Hydra. My mission is to hold you hostage, and to capture those two as well. That's absurd. No one should have erased all that information. You're right. All that data was erased. Masterfully done too, if I say so myself. However, I had already sent my forecast data up to my superiors. Therefore, the aftermath of the situation was all in accordance with my calculations. God damn it! Well, it's almost the scheduled time. My men will be here soon, so I'm going to take you with me away from the city. As you might expect, the strength of Lobelia in its current state cannot match against those two in the royal capital. Since it seems the original CEO Oliver has died, I'm going to try to do things a smarter way. Gah! Don't be afraid, Abel. I won't do anything bad to you, because I have taken a liking to you. Why does everyone take a liking to me? Baden, another executive. So now let's go down the knowing route. Ebel? Yeah? Do you like me? I do think fondly of you. I do think fondly of you. After all, you've been nothing but helpful and reliable since the very start. And you just saved my life a moment ago. Of course, I can always depend on Henry, but I feel pretty guilty for being nothing short of useless when compared to you two. Ebel, you're a liability. Hey, at least I'm trying my best. Hee. Have some confidence, Ebel. No matter what happens, I will not let you or Henry die so long as I'm around. I will protect everyone. Just don't do anything rash. You and me both, Ebel. Yeah. Okay, now that we're on our affection route, the menu screen has become a little bit weird, and I don't know why there's 4 of them here. Bonded. She's now multiplied. What? Oh. We were able to go back here before. It's a new area. What is this place? This is a safe room. There are no security cameras here, and it is impregnable from the outside. But from the looks of it, there is an obvious lack of food storage, so I do not think it's currently suited for long stays. I see. By the way, is there a particular reason why we have come here? No idea. Ebel, could it be that You brought 2 girls into a closed-off room like this in order to defile them. Uh-oh. Hey, come on now. Don't intentionally say things in a way that could lead others to the wrong idea. Honestly, I didn't even know a place like this even existed when I wandered into here. On top of that, you 2 are far from helpless. I'd be the one on the receiving end if I were to try such a thing. Would it help if I were your accomplice, perhaps? Hold up. Don't make those kinds of remarks. Henry says it's okay. Don't lie to me. I can see the look of shock on her face. So do you not want to, Ebel? Well, it's just... you'd bump this game up to a higher rating. I won't say that. The font is not exciting, but... there's a time and place for that, you know. Ebel, you're so lecherous. You're so naughty. You're so delicious. Oh, come on now. God damn it, you tricked me into saying it. Oh no, Ebel's ogling my body with such hungry eyes. Oh, shut up. You're the one straying around naked. So you have no room to say stuff like that. Oh no. What should I do now? Or where do I go from here? Alright, let's get the ending without all 10 stones. Huh? Are you going back home already, Ebel? Well, that was the plan. Does that mean you're not busy for the rest of the day? I guess you could say that. Then let's all go out to eat. You want us to go out to eat again? We just did that this morning. But I am hungry. Hungry. Henry, do you also want to go eat? No, and you're broke. So don't leech off of Henry. Gah. You don't mind? Yay. Thank you, Henry. Jeez. Just be sure to pay Henry back everything you owe. I will. So let's go out to grab a bite to drink. A bite to drink? I think he meant grab a bite to eat. Well, whatever works in the end. Besides, it's probably best we lay low for now. We still need to figure out what Lobelia's next move is in all this. Oh look, here's the place with the annoying waitress. Let us begin the after party. There's an enormous plate of omni rice, an 88-ounce steak, and a supersized burger. This entire table is a heart attack on a plate. Who's gonna eat all this? These things aren't even on the menu. I asked him to make it for me. You can practice a little restraint. I apologize, Henry. Sorry for spending your money like this. Henry, it's okay to smack her. Here you go. 10 servings of fried chicken from our secret menu. Secret menu? And it's got fried chicken on it. This place is good. Thanks. There has to be a limit to what you can eat. By the way, I'm surprised to see you bring a girl here. Especially since I'm always used to seeing you come here by yourself. Loser. Not to mention 2 girls. You sure are popular all of a sudden, Ebel. Yeah, well, I guess I'm going through a period in my life where I'm suddenly more demonically popular. Hey, Ebel, do you know this lady? Kind of. It's because I'm a regular here. She's a hussy who likes to get overly friendly with strangers and feels a little too free to chat away with them. That's rude, calling me a hussy. For your information, Hey, we've got patrons waiting. I'm sorry, sir. She seems like an interesting lady. Really now? That woman goes through men like candy. Ebel, are you counting yourself amongst those men she went through? I've never been in a relationship, period, and I certainly wouldn't want to be one of that hussy. Well, a very direct answer. Anyway, what are we going to do from here? I mean, what were we talking about before? What should we do? And how should we do it? Personally, I think we should keep a low profile. What about you? At present, the royal capital is completely in the grips of corruption. I expect that Lobelia will withdraw immediately. Then what will happen after that? That's definitely something that is gnawing at my mind. Indeed, we can try to predict the fallout. Now that the entity that was controlling the royal capital behind the scenes is gone, a power vacuum will likely be left behind by the suppressed nobles fighting for control. And the nobles who hold the most influence in the midst of all this will come over the sorts of systems to exploit it. Perhaps a certain, surprise character will take control of power. Perhaps someone we've already met. Is that really necessary? We do have the king. Did you two not know? Know what? I cannot say this too loudly, but the entire royal family was all killed by Lobelia. What? No, this can't be right. Are you serious? Where did you get this information? It was stored on the mother computer we found underground. In case you were wondering, it was 6 years ago that Lobelia made a full-scale entry into the royal capital. That year was the same year where the royal family was killed. Hold on. That can't be. I saw the king a year ago and on parade day with my own 2 eyes. Androids. Well, the more I think on it, I honestly couldn't get a good look at him because he was so far away. I'm sorry to say, but according to the mother computer, the king and the members of the royal family attending the parade on that day were actually all dummied meat puppets developed by Lobelia. Wow, it's not even androids, it's meat droids. The insides were moved and manipulated by machines, while the outside is made of real human flesh. Basically, they have perfectly disguised their face and appearance to that of the original royal family. However, they are completely dummied bodies. This is what was recorded. Are the nobles aware of this? Only the most influential likely know. I can't believe this. It is possible even now, a dummied body is the one sitting on the throne. That's not something I wanted to hear. Then what will happen to the royal capital when the power vacuum forms, and the struggle for control ensues amongst the nobles? A no-holds-barred power struggle will erupt. Would you not agree? At worst, it will devolve into a full-blown civil war. That's awful. Is there anything we can do? There is. So what is it? I will spread a plague across the entire land, and my apothecary shop will prosper. Okay, sure, do it. Nurgle will be pleased. Then I will mix my cells into the medicine, and all the nobles as well as the commoners will be parasitized by my cells and brainwashed. Yes, this is how we will achieve peace. That's the cruelest case of hydrogenic treatment I've ever heard. Wait a minute. Isn't parasitizing everyone dangerous? It will be fine. I do not think anyone will notice if they're parasitized. There are no noticeable symptoms, so no subsequent complications and no discomfort whatsoever. I'm not able to brainwash someone unless I can properly identify the target, and they are also conscious. And if I cannot brainwash them, then my medicine acts as a panacea. A panacea? Yes. Think of it as a remedy to cure all diseases, because my cells are capable of treating any and all illness. It also can prevent anything, too. Even cancer? Yes, even cancer. What the hell? The one about the strokes, heart attacks, pneumonia, tuberculosis, infectious diseases, or even OTH or GHGO. All of that. What about incurable diseases? Most likely, yeah. Are you aware of just how many incurable diseases there are out there? By the way, I can also prevent skin cell deterioration, so even when you're 100 years old, your skin will still be silky smooth. So why is Lobelia making spider monsters when they basically have the cure to every problem in existence in one person here alone? Like, what is their investment goal? Like, oh, here, we've invented the cure for everything in existence, plus immortality. But let's make some spider monsters. Let's make some spiders. That'd be really rad. A bunch of spiders. That's what we're going to spend our money on. Plus, I can return anyone back to their prime, even if they have chronic illness or any kind of pre-existing condition. Yeah, okay, it's also a de-ager. Never mind. Even brain damage? I can revert it back to normal, healthy brain. However, I believe it may cause your pattern of thinking and your personality to shift a bit. I can't think of anything else. Man, the power of demons is truly terrifying. So to get back to our previous topic before I derailed it, once you have brainwashed the key figures, then what would be our next step after that? To take complete control of the royal capital and fight Lobelia. That is it. That's oversimplifying things. We need a much more detailed and meticulous plan than the... Excuse me, lady? Spaghetti carbonara for 10 and a 176-ounce steak, please. Hold on a minute. You've got to eat everything you've ordered for... You ate everything. Goku! But I didn't get to eat a single bite. In the end, due to Noid's voracious overeating, all of the talk of our future plans was forcefully terminated. Then when the time came to pay for the food, the bill ended up coming to a little over 100,000. It It wound up being so expensive that I felt bad for Henry. So I gave her all the money I had on me. I decided that from now on, we're going to take 9 to an all-you-can-eat restaurant. Poor restaurant! N2. No, it's regular restaurant band. That's a hell of an ending name. So we're going to do the variation with all 10 stones. And we'll see if there's any difference. Huh? Are you going back home already, Abel? Not exactly. I'm just a little curious about the place we escaped from. So I thought I'd take a look at it from afar, even only catch a glimpse. I do not blame you for being curious. It would also be wise to check out what happened to D033. You don't think that explosion was enough to kill it? Somehow I do not believe that would do it in. It has been too quiet, and there has not been any news regarding it either. Yeah, it's almost unsettling. Do you want to go there? Isn't that place on lockdown now? I don't think there's a way to get in. We cannot go back to where we came from, but there is another area in the tunnels. There's other underground tunnels? Yes, there are. It's underneath the slum district, but right for the royal capital. I didn't know about that. Shall we get going? This is the place? Come on, let us go. Now she's telling us to follow her. How does 9 know about this place? She knows everything. She can literally do everything. She hadn't been above ground even once until yesterday morning. Remember, she absorbs memories from corpses? So how is she more familiar with the royal capital than I am? Oh well, let's go. Climb down. This looks familiar. Well, I mean, it's obviously the same facility, but I'm wondering if it's going to enter in at this one place I was curious about. Because there was some areas that we never got access to. Looks like these shutters are closed. Aw, this is unexpected. Can we open them somehow? We could. If only we could find a button. Yeah, I haven't seen anything around that looks like one. Never have I. I've had my dwelling out here. I could pry it open with force. Unfortunately, since I only have my true form and this dummy body, there's nothing I can do in this state. What about you, Henry? So you can't do anything either. The shutters made by Lobelli are sturdy and tough, so they will not be destroyed so easily. What about that monster D033? It destroyed so many of these shutters. That demon's power and toughness is an order of magnitude off the charts. It's like Brawly. Yeah, you're right about that. Then what else can we do? Do we give up and head back? Aw, are we really stuck like this? I'm curious though. What's further down this path? I will have to tell you another time. Silkemon won't make the shutters open any faster. Aw. Come on, the shutters can't be open. There's nothing further we can do about it. That's probably gonna be the true ending right there. Let's get out of here. Aw. You're gonna buy us dinner? Hey, 9. Henry's gonna buy us dinner. You coming or not? I'm going. Let's get going now. You're certainly a fickle one. Well then, how about we go back to that restaurant we ate at earlier this morning? So it is like a continuation of the party from before. An after party, as you would say. I'm going to eat a lot of food. Let us begin the after party. This might be the same scene as from before. Yeah. So that's probably the additional. So this next one's going to be the true ending route. This will be the final ending we unlock in this game. And we've given the ribbon to that weird eye demon thing. But aside from that, I think it's pretty much the same as 9's other affection routes. Looks like these shutters are closed. Aw, that is unexpected. Can we open them somehow? We could, but if only we could find a button. Yeah, I haven't seen anything around that looks like one. Never have I. I've had my dwellings out here. I could pry it open with force. Unfortunately, since I only have my true form and this dummy body, there's nothing I can do in this state. What about you, Henry? So you can't do anything either. The shutters made by Lobelli are sturdy and tough, so they will not be destroyed so easily. And what about that monster D033? It destroyed so many of these shutters. The demon's power and toughness is an order of magnitude off the charts. Yeah, you're right about that. Then what else can we do? Do we give up and head back? If it's not possible, then we should head back. Emery? What's wrong? Oh, hey! Buddy! Where did you even come from? It's you. Ah, he's that demon from before. You look good. It is D005. It looks like it made all the way from that building to this place on its own. Seriously. So what is it doing in here? I didn't have any idea. Maybe we should try asking it to help us. Actually, I'm planning on asking it anything. Excuse me, may I ask you a favor? If you do not mind. These shutters refuse to open, so could you help us get past them? Or if you know a way to do something about them, we'll be in your debt. Hey, come on. Do you really think it would do anything for us? Calm down. This demon is very smart. Surely has something in mind. I sure hope so. Did you come up with something? What's going on? I think it's telling us to step back. What? Do you have an I-beam? What is it going to do? I have no idea. Maybe we should step back a bit more to be safe. Who knows what this demon is going to do? Could it be... Yes, it does. Of course it has an I-beam. Oh my gosh! Nine? What the hell are these Labelli shutters made out of? Not a clue. No. There's no way that could have been an energy beam. I knew it was going to shoot an energy beam, but did not know it was going to be this powerful. But it cleared the path for us. Let us move on. I guess when you're a demon, anything goes. Thank you for opening the way for us. No problem. I'll see you guys later. And there it goes. By the way, that demon, D005, is it okay to let it go off on its own like that? Why would it not be? I mean, isn't it bad? Do not fret. That demon is a clever one. It would not do anything to cause a scene. If you say so. Come on, Ebel Henry. Let's get going. Never acts. We are here. What is this place? This is where the demonic weapons were manufactured and researched. You can also see security cameras are up and running here too. Demonic weapons. Henry, show me your axe. So what's the difference between the axe that Henry wields and these weapons? I recall seeing some other similar weapons underground. Allow me to explain. First of all, Henry, do you know anything about your weapon? Perhaps that's just as well. I shall put it succinctly. A demonic weapon is an instrument that contains an intention or purpose within them. Whoever the weapon recognizes will be conferred the power of a demon, thus turning them into a demonified human. Then my next question is, how does one become recognized and accepted by the demonic weapon? And how did they make this demonic axe in the first place? The weapon itself is created by standard methods, but then is made to drink the blood of a demon. There may be other methods aside from that, but for now let us go with this one. As for the requirement to have it recognize you as a wielder, one must have to do the unthinkable, and that is, they must show malice by killing 20,000 people. No way. Additionally, the target of your kills must all be human beings. Nothing else will count. Even if you clear this threshold, there's still a chance that the weapon might not accept you. In that case, then the wielder cannot become a demon, or at least that is the belief. The belief. There are horrific people who have killed over 20,000 victims within Lobelia, yet none of them are reported to have become a perfect demon. What could that mean? No matter how many conditions you have cleared, if the weapon does not choose you in the end, then you will become an imperfect demon. That is why none of them have achieved a perfect form, despite their efforts. I see. Then that explains their grotesque appearances. With that in mind, I do have some questions. It's about both of you and Henry and Noin. First of all, how come Henry is a perfect demon? No matter how I try to think about it, I just can't see her having killed over 20,000 people. As for you, 9, didn't you refer to yourself earlier as an imperfect demon? That must mean you've killed 20,000 people and become a failed experiment. That's how you became what you are, right? Psst, wrong answer. I did not have any memories of my previous life. However, I looked into it when we were escaping from the underground tunnels. The mother computer had data of my previous life in it. Your previous life? Do you mean from the time when you were human? Yes. Along with the experiment that made me. Could you tell us? Yes. In my previous life, I was an 8-year-old girl at the time. I had black hair, and I lived in a small village far from the royal capital. However, an incident occurred in my village. An incident? Yes. What happened? That part was under a strict access lock, so I could not get the details. However, I am certain that they were taken by malice. So that incident led to me and my family being taken in by the people who claimed to be the government. I was then taken deep underground, to the bottom of Purgatory 2. Afterward, I was prescribed a variety of drugs and I was forced to take them. My body had to endure a great burden, and it put all sorts of mental strain on me. And finally, I was administered demon cells. Demon cells. Every cell I had as a human had lost its function, its shape, its role, and its memory. In the end, my body was no longer human, but literally a lump of flesh. Technically speaking, I should have died at that point. But somehow I'd gained the power to manipulate cells. As a result, I was able to survive. So I ate dead bodies and partook of D044's blood to add to the total number of my cells. And I was given the codename D029 by Lobelia. That is all that was written on the mother computer. Sorry for making you talk about something so difficult, but I'm glad that you're here with us. Thank you, Apple and Emery. Now that I have said my piece, we can turn to the discussion about Emery. You ready to jump to that conversation already? It's not like I retain any memories of my previous life, so it all feels like this is someone else's problem. But it's your previous life. You should at least care a little. I at least expected to hear something like, when I learned this, I was extremely sad. Aren't you overcome with any emotion at all? Actually, when I came upon this revelation, my only reaction was, oh, okay. Whoa. But I would much rather be talking about Henry. Ah, sure. Do easy, please. How is it possible for Henry to become a perfect demon without meeting the 20,000 kills requirement? Basically, I'm not quite sure that the conditions Lobelia utilizes to classify one as a perfect demon. So how did she become one? Perhaps Henry was drawn to the demonic axe when she first laid her eyes upon it. Because I would think it would be impossible for her to become a demon otherwise. Hey now, isn't all this a bit of a stretch? But I cannot think of any other explanation. Think about it. Becoming a demon can't be as simple as a user and a weapon clicking. It was. Or is the bar really set that low? That's just how life is sometimes, is it not? No way that can happen. Wouldn't Lobelia know something as simple as that? As shocking as it is, I do not think they did. This is stressing me out. Well, maybe we should pause our conversation for now, and focus on what we came here for. You were right. I got so into the topic that I completely forgot. Yeah, you're right. We need to double check on where we escaped from. I'm pretty sure you can activate those security cameras, can't you, 9? Yes, leave it to me. Are we gonna see the big spider D033 wearing like a hat and like glasses and just like sneaking out like they never suspected me still alive? Like Born Identity style? Yeah? Did you find anything? The passcode is not working. How strange. Prior to escape, I do not recall that code being this complicated. It appears the passcodes and systems for every single floor have been changed as well. What could this all mean? Do you think that an outside third party messed around with them? That's likely to be the case. What the hell is going on? Aside from the demons, the only other obstacle in our path when we escaped from that building was Oliver. In such a huge underground facility, I was expected to at least see some researchers or other similar employees down there. And yet, Oliver was the only person from Lobelia there. Then that could mean that the other people within Lobelia are above ground. 9. It might be best if we don't get too deeply involved with this at the moment. They may still be close by. Perhaps at our school, library. You're correct. The possibility is undeniable. As things stand right now, there's nothing I can do. I am left with no other choice but to go through and rewrite all the data in such a short amount of time. Just who are we dealing with? At the same time, 10 Judges Academy in the Royal Capital. So school won't be reopened until tomorrow? Yes, that's right. Please be careful on your way home. I will. I guess that means it's about time. Dump it. Yes, this is her. This is Amalia G. Lobelia speaking. Yes, everything went exactly according to my calculations. That is correct. The Emergence of Purgatory project was a complete failure. Yes, I agree. Alright. Understood. Due to this, I'll dismantle the Purgatory underneath the Royal Capital, and we will abandon this city. The remaining data, don't worry about that. All of our internal information has been completely erased. On top of that, all the passcodes have been rewritten entirely. Aside from me, no one can use or manipulate any of the systems. Yes, I understand. Goodbye. I'm positive that this has set them back some. Ebel, I'm going to go just a little easy on you. I did not inform headquarters of your existence, so you'll be safe for a while yet. I wonder, how will you go about trying to capture the Royal Capital? And how are you going to make preparations to fight Lobelia? I would love to take a closer look at your work. So when you are at the final phase of your plans, I will plunge you back into the depths of Purgatory 3. I'll be waiting until that time comes, Ebel. True end, never-ending malice. End. Thank you so much for playing Purgatory 2. So what do you think of the game? I hope you enjoyed it. As any further sequels to Purgatory, it's currently in the works. And as for the game I'm currently developing, it's a Demon King's Castle Council Chamber, an SRPG studio. Please do note that in my other game, The Free Forbidden Bookstone, is still coming along slowly. I want to thank you for beating this game. Hope to see you again soon. There's gonna be a Purgatory triple? So that's it for Purgatory 2. That is all 8 or 9 or so endings, which means I had to kill that last boss 9 times. And I think it was kind of like 5 separate playthroughs that had some splits partway through. But theoretically, you still have to go and kill all of her 9 times, so it was a hell of a journey getting those endings. But yeah, a thoroughly epic quest of sorts. I would kind of compare this. I could see where some people may like Purgatory 1, and I could see where some people would like Purgatory 2 more. Or some people like maybe on an equal level, etc. So I can see the opinions kind of spreading the gamut here. So, here's how I look at it. I look at it as Purgatory 1. That's basically Evil Dead 2. Where it's got some campiness, but it's a relatively self-contained story. It has basically one main character. Everyone else is kind of a grunt that dies. It's got a little bit of shock humor, a little bit of just purposeful shock. It's got some kind of crazy stuff, and in the end our main character becomes from a kind of every person to a badass that defeats the monsters and then gets caught up in something more. Kind of a tighter story. And then Purgatory 2 is basically would be the Army of Darkness equivalent, where the story has been extended, the cast has been expanded. Our main character, or former main character anyway in this case, is now an established, basically unbeatable demon. And a lot of the comedy and camp has been amped up even more, to the point where some of the spirit of, say, Evil Dead 2 versus Army of Darkness, some of it's lost in transition, but at the same time Army of Darkness is a fun movie. They're kind of just separate movies. So that's how I kind of see it. Purgatory 2 is almost entirely its own beast, although it does have some of the skeletons of Purgatory 1 in there. I can see why they would have to introduce Ebel as a character, because Enri does not talk, and Enri is also now overpowered. So she's in a little bit of a funny spot, because this is a relatively story-based game, and you can kind of get away with that in an action-y game, say like Metroid, a From Software style game or something like that, even a hack and slash, because you're communicating through the gameplay of the story. Here, because they had a story to tell, I can see why they would have to introduce Ebel. And I actually think Ebel's a pretty, for all the times you can go wrong introducing another character or something like that, especially as the lead, Ebel actually kind of works. He does have quite a bit of chemistry with the cast and everything. So for the most part, this game is running on its cast chemistry and its campiness and over-the-topness. It's placed a tribute to a lot of different animes and video games. Like it's rife with homages and everything. It's very self-aware of how kind of over-the-top and anime stupid it is. And it just decides to double down and kind of ride that to the end. I'm glad they didn't quite nerf Enri, per se. Some people might disagree because she got basically kind of a romance in this, which I think is fine. Due to the nature of how Ebel does have some, due to his unique power, he does have some chemistry with her. It kind of works. Although ironically, the true end route is you aren't supposed to romance Enri, and you're not supposed to romance Emma. Emma is kind of a side thought. She seems to only get more characterization on her endings, but for the most part, she seems relatively a side character. They just kind of brought her in there to give her a little bit of a slight redemption from the previous arc. But for the most part, it is the Enri, Ebel, and 9 show, 9 in particular, taking quite a bit of showing. But yeah, it's a fun story. I could actually see this, I wouldn't mind seeing this made into an anime. Like a violent OVA kind of anime kind of thing. I think it would work in that format. Not like a long series, but like 6 episodes or something like that. Just something really over the top. Maybe we'll see one day. I mean, Angels of Death got one, right? If I had to assign any specific drawback that would be more objective and not subjective, I would say there is a bit of a lack of monsters. You kind of see them in the glass things, but they don't use too many of them. And I'll get into that a little bit more, but that was apparently an actual complaint that the developer noted, which is why they made Purgatory 2 Demon Mode or something like that, that'll be another of its own videos, basically. But that's just basically a kind of boss rush kind of thing. But once again, it's tricky, because you have Enri, you have 9, and they're both very overpowered. And you have Ebel, who has to be like your insert for someone who's not gonna one-shot whatever they come across. But I also think it's a little interesting where you have a cast that's fairly overpowered like that. As seen as when the spider scene is where Enri and 9 teamed up. You quite literally had a self-insert OC tier demon girl slicing up demons, and then you had female tyrant with you. So very, very interesting combination. But yeah, an overall pretty fun story altogether. Looking forward to Purgatory 3, which will come out in 5 years, supposedly. So you better all remain subscribed and watching the channel. You gotta be here for Purgatory 3 in 5 years. Anyway, so thank you all for watching Play Purgatory 2. I'll see you guys later, and take it easy.